Hey guys, Happy New Year and welcome back to my channel. I'm not quite sure if there are going to be a lot of people during this premiere just because of time zones and just because it's late. But yeah, currently I finished this piece around 6 p.m. and I'm doing this voiceover right now. This is very last minute. I was going to take a week off and then I realized that this week was New Year's Eve. Because I told myself that I was going to take a week off and then post for New Year's Eve, but I stupidly forgot that New Year's Eve is the week after Christmas, but no worries anyway. This is going to be a pretty relaxed video. I'm just going to be talking about some of my New Year's resolutions for my art, kind of. I don't currently have any resolutions just for like me personally, but I do have a few, well sorry, I may just have a couple for art. The first resolution I have is the 100-day painting challenge. Now, I'm sure if you are an artist, most of you know what this is, but for those of you who aren't, I'll just tell you what it is. Basically, you paint a piece for 100 days in a row. You can use any medium, it just has to be painting. I guess I could technically do the 100-day art challenge, but I'd rather have a painting challenge just because painting is my strength. It's very weird because a lot of artists seem to be really good at drawing, but they hate painting, but I'm the complete opposite. I love painting because that's what I'm best at, and my drawing skills are kind of questionable. But basically you paint for 100 days in a row, and I just think that's a really fun challenge because, one, I have this bad habit of not setting time for myself. There was one point where I was debating whether I should just relax and do art or work on homework to get it over with, and my mom, she ended up telling me, Jessie, just set 30 minutes aside to do art. You can relax for 30 minutes, and that was just really fun. So I do think that it's a good thing to set a little bit of time to myself every day to do something I enjoy, and I also think another good thing about this resolution is that it'll give me a challenge. Every artist says that to be really good, you have to consistently create, and that means on a daily. Now, I do not follow this, really. There have been some times, I admit, during art class where I have just worked on homework because I've been so stressed out. So I really want to have a time to myself where I create every day for 100 days in a row. And that's not too bad. I think that's a little over 3 months. Yeah, that sounds about it. A little over 3 months. My second resolution for my art this year is to just become looser with my style. I am the kind of artist that's super perfectionist. I tend to be super critical of my art. If something is not absolutely perfect, I just do not think the artwork looks good. Now, this is for my artwork personally. When I look at other people's artwork, all I see is just everything looks so good. I really appreciate other people's styles for some reason. Something about it just is really, I cannot find the word. Something about it just is really appealing to me. But yeah, I do want to become looser with my style, experiment a little more, and not try and worry so much about making the piece look as perfect, because I found that it kind of hindered me as an artist, and it also just made me a bit unhappy because I was never quite happy with myself or the piece that I created. On the flip side of that, there are also things that I want to improve on in my art. For example, I want to become better at drawing figures and hands because I absolutely suck at that. Another thing I want to do is just become better at realism. I just find something about realism to be incredibly amazing. And while I've attempted realism before, it's not quite at the level of things that people have created, in my opinion. And another thing I really want to do is become better at drawing portraits. Like, just in general. Like, even the sketches. It's always super hard. I never find it to be really good. So I want to become better at drawing portraits, maybe creating realistic portraits with not just a paint, but with colored pencils as well, and just pencils in general. I was going to have another resolution where I would actually post on Fridays like I said, but I always say that, and it's not even that I'm being lazy. Like, I try my absolute best to post on Fridays, and I still can't do that. So I figured that would not be a good resolution to do, because I would probably break that within the first week of posting. I always seem to have an excuse for that, and I promise that they're like valid excuses. I am not trying to, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how I was able to post twice a week during the summer. Like, I honestly don't know, because that left me like 3 or 4 days to make a whole video and do voiceovers. I don't know how I put myself through that. Will I try and do that again this summer? I mean, if I can keep up posting on every Friday during the summer, then maybe I'll consider posting twice a week again, but for now, definitely not. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all of the New Year's resolutions that I can think of art-wise that I have this year. So for the rest of this video, I'm just going to be talking about how I created this piece. This piece was inspired by Tahlia Stanton. If you do not know who this artist is, she works primarily on TikTok, but how I discovered her was through Instagram, and I eventually found out that she has a YouTube channel as well. Something about her art style is just really intriguing. She creates these abstract portraits, and they're just really beautiful, so I thought I would give one a try. Before you guys say anything, I am in no way trying to copy or take credit for her work. I was just trying to do a piece similar to hers because I just love her. I just love her work. But yeah, I figured since I was also trying to get a little looser with my art style, I think that something abstract would be a good thing to do. I had a lot of fun doing this piece. What I did first was I created just a background of random blues, and then I was planning on sketching out the portrait on the board, but then I quickly realized that the pencil wouldn't erase whenever I'd make a mistake, so I ended up sketching on a separate piece of paper and then tracing it on back to the canvas. But yeah, the blending on the portrait itself isn't the best just because it's acrylics. I would use oils or something. I just don't own any oils, and I think your second best bet with doing portraits is watercolors, but obviously I couldn't do that just because of the opacity of the background. But I definitely had fun doing this. It was just fun to let loose and do whatever came to my mind. I just really enjoyed kind of getting crazy with my work and just doing whatever I really wanted to do. But overall, I think the piece turned out pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't look like anything, I guess, that's too hard to create, but I definitely am proud of this artwork. When I was first creating this piece, I was just super worried that I was going to mess this up, which I really shouldn't be worried because it's an abstract piece, so I should just kind of do whatever. But for some reason, that one part of me just kept worrying. But after I got to a certain point, I just ended up learning to relax, and I think for in the end, it just turned out great. Anyway, guys, since I didn't take a break from YouTube this week, I'm just going to be taking my break off next week. But yeah, as always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I am trying to get to 200 subscribers. I'm 20 away from 200, I think. That's assuming someone doesn't unsubscribe, but yeah. If you want your artwork featured on my channel once I do hit 200 subscribers, the details are in the description box down below. And if you want to, you can check out my socials. I'll link those in the description as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next video. Hope 2021 is a lot better than 2020.